I am a construction inspector, and the body in the cement was not the worst thing I found. I have worked as a construction inspector for almost 15 years. I inspect foundations, steel, concrete pours, and safety compliance. Most days are repetitive and boring. The same corners cut, the same arguments, the same rushed deadlines. This site felt wrong the moment I arrived. It was a private development on the edge of town, gated, expensive, and moving too fast. Permits approved instantly, inspections scheduled back to back, concrete trucks lining up like they were on a timer. That only happens when someone powerful wants something finished quietly. When I walked the site, the foreman watched me the entire time. Not annoyed, not impatient, just watching. Like he was waiting to see what I would notice. The concrete pour for the main house had already started when I arrived. The mix was off, too thick, uneven curing, like they were trying to seal something quickly rather than properly. I stopped the pour. The foreman exploded. He said delays were costing serious people serious money. He told me I was interfering in something I did not understand. He said we could settle this another way. I told him to cut the slab. When the saw hit resistance, everyone froze. No rebar feels like that. What came out of the concrete was not debris. It was a forearm, wrapped in plastic, weighted, deliberately positioned. No one screamed. No one panicked. The crew just backed away like they had rehearsed this moment. The foreman told everyone to leave and looked at me like I had just signed something I could not unread. I called the police. They arrived in less than 10 minutes. Too fast. They sealed the site, took statements, and told the crew to go home. One officer pulled me aside and spoke quietly. He asked how long I had been on the job. He asked if I had a family. Then he suggested I take a few personal days. He told me accidents happen. He told me paperwork disappears. He told me the city eats people who do not know when to stop digging. That night, a black SUV followed me home. The next morning, my inspection reports for that site were gone. Not hidden, not archived, deleted. My system access was revoked. My supervisor called and said I was being reassigned for my own protection. That word stuck with me. Protection from what? I started looking into the land records. The development was owned by a holding company. That company owned nothing else, but its director had the same name as a man connected to several waterfront projects across the state. One of those projects had a worker disappear 3 years earlier. No body, no charges. Same concrete supplier, same subcontractor. I contacted the detective assigned to the missing worker case. He refused to meet in person but agreed to talk over the phone. He sounded tired. He asked how much I knew. When I mentioned the foundation, he went quiet. He told me off the record that the missing worker had filed a complaint about wage theft and unsafe practices. He was last seen at a site inspection. The case was quietly closed after pressure from above. Then he warned me. He said these were not developers. They were laundering money through construction, burying problems permanently, literally. Concrete does not ask questions. A few days later, I received a message from an unknown number. It was a photo of my house, taken from across the street, timestamped. Below it was a single sentence. Some foundations are better left untouched. I reported everything. Emails, photos, notes, internal complaints. Nothing happened. The body was removed quietly. No press. No public record. The slab was reported. The inspection passed without my signature. I drove past the site months later. The house was finished. Families moved in. Children played on driveways poured over reinforced concrete. I thought it was over. Then I got a call from a private number. A man asked me if I remembered the arm. He said the body was never meant to be found yet. He said the foreman had rushed the pour. He said mistakes cost people their lives. Then he told me the twist I still think about at night. The body was not a worker. It was an inspector. Someone like me. Someone who had inspected another site years earlier and refused to sign off. He told me I had been lucky. He told me luck runs out. He told me to forget what I saw. I asked why he was telling me this. He said because I was already buried in it now, just not in concrete. The development is complete. The company dissolved. A new one took its place. Same people. New name. I still inspect buildings. Every time I stand near a fresh foundation, I wonder what else is underneath. And I know one thing for sure. That body was not the first, and it will not be the last.